with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. And incomplete to open things up.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Here's Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. To throw is Wentz. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Can't have enough good pass-catching tight ends in the NFL. And the Eagles, they wanted to replenish their stock. They lost Trey Burton in the offseason, so they selected Dallas Goedert out of South Dakota State in the 2nd round. And he is nothing but a big-time pass catcher.
What a great story, because South Dakota State didn't offer him a scholarship out of high school. He walked on there.
Yeah, so now Zach Ertz has a running mate at tight end.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
On the ball. Ram.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Ertz has it left side. And he's brought down. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off season about our season open opponent. and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Come on now, Oak. Come on now. Let's go. Six down, man.
Wentz to throw on second down. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
This is Ajayi. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Come on now, Oak. Come on now. Let's go.
Now it's Ajayi. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
Hey, other side, solid.
They go play action here on first down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Grady Jarrett busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
On second down, here's Wentz. This complete left side to Aguilar. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? From the gun, it's Wentz. The quick slant caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jordan Matthews, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes the score 7-0. Elliott now to kick this one away. And oh my, mistake there. Backs up, takes a fair catch at the 3-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On second down, here's Ryan. It's caught over the middle, Hooper. And they're going to get this one up past the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now Ryan on first down. Looking deep for Julio. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Again, Ryan. Got a man. It's the first NFL catch for Calvin Ridley. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Ryan. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Ryan will throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Bennett in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense heading out. You know, last year at this time, Charles, we said this was a franchise that's kind of been in neutral for a while. They're not neutral anymore. Defending Super Bowl champs. What do you think, favorites again?
I think so, because this team has few holes, if any. Look, your quarterback, Carson Wentz, gets hurt before the season's over. His backup, Nick Foles, wins Super Bowl MVP. Wentz probably would have won the regular season if he finished out the year. Offensive line, one of the best in the game. Passing game keeps getting better. Multiple runners who can run it and catch it. Flip it over to defense. Tremendous defensive front. They can just swarm and get after you. Great coordinator, very creative. The big thing for them, they'll have to take everyone's best shot week in and week out during the season.
52, great. Here we go. Which one is it?
Shotgun now for Wentz. And this is Ertz with it, right side. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
I got 11. 46 down, man, 5-4.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A very solid gain of 27. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Here's Ajayi. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the gun on third down, Wentz. He's got his man. That's Wallace. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. Play action. It's Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They run with Ajayi. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The Eagles on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7.
What's your son? Lion.
Throwing now is Wentz. A dump off to Sproles. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Falcons offense, Charles, heading back out there, coming off a 10-6 season, made the playoffs again, but coming off the previous season when they blew that Super Bowl to the Patriots, I think a lot of folks were expecting more in 2017. So now turn the page. What can we expect this year?
They want to return to explosiveness on offense. I mean, that's what they've got to get to. You mentioned 2016. They rolled up points like crazy. Absolutely obliterated people on the offensive side of the ball. They want to get back.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll lead here to a third down.
It seemed like the situation was second and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a third down.
Looking deep for Julio. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Sproles, the return. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one who goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Get over there. Go.
From midfield, here's Wentz. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. He can run for it, and he will. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Eagles. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Caught on the right side by Jones. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a 1st.
Get up!
2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this.
Let's go.
On 1st down, Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman taking it in. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. Bryant's extra point up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he spins through. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you got to circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also, they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. After the interception, here's Ryan. Throwing the slant pattern here complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Get up!
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family. It's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done, they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Lion.
Now a play fake. Wentz. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
74.
And the blitz does come. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Wentz now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Lion.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it's a 2nd down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Wentz now on 1st down. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Brian Poole. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
This complete to Jones. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And finding the tight end Hooper. 23 yards on the play.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty, because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is, because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
22! Gun!
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. And some space here. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Now Ryan on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Fletcher Cox getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
22!
Now it's Ryan. And the pressure gets to him again.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the shotgun, Ryan. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brandon Graham in there again as this offensive line is in tatters. 3 sacks in 3 plays. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Wentz. And now here is another interception. It's Desmond Trufant. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It can be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
On 3rd and goal, Ryan. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Mohamed Sanu from 6 yards away. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on them. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tech McKinley. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Wentz to throw. Ertz has it left side. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Throwing is Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Try to drop one in, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. To throw, it's Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. An Eagle first down there. Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They fake the give. Now Wentz. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Lion.
Throwing now is Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been outstanding. 7 first downs and 8 tries. This is 3rd and 17.
Go. 120.
Working from the gun. Wentz. He's going to wind up and air it out. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Solid coverage on the play by Devondre Campbell.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Where Brandon Pace comes into play now, because they've got the advantage, they've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Ryan now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throwing on first is Wentz. It's over the middle. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Now a play fake here on first down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Robert Alford. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. After the interception, here's Ryan. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Cravon LeBlanc with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. So after the INT, here's Wentz. And this is Hurts with it, right side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Goes underneath for Sproles. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Wentz going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deion Jones. Not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Down the man inside, down the man.
Shotgun now for Wentz. He's going to look deep down the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Almost unstoppable on the ground there, as that one is good for 39. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. From midfield now, here's Ryan. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. And it'll be 3rd down. Now Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And a gain there of 11 yards.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's Freeman. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And he stopped immediately there. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. A 20th carry now for Devontae Freeman. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. And that's off the right upright. Thought it might sneak in, but it did not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So points so crucial in a tight game like this, but this kick off the goalpost, and that'll keep the score right where it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made this a 2-score game, but any cushion this late definitely would have helped. Now they need to ask their defense for another stop, and that's going to require some work.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps and allow him to run with him stride for stride.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. Back to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this when everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for the Falcons, they start the season with a great win on the road here in the Thursday opener. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face the Panthers next week. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll